Good morning, Hyde Parkians. My name is Charles, and this is Cruz News. It is the month of January, and even though 2025 just started, there is still a lot going on. Over the course of the next few minutes, we'll be going over the following topics: Trudeau's resignation, an explosion outside the Trump Hotel, the failed arrest of the former South Korean president, and the banning of TikTok. Without further ado, Charles, take it away with our first current event. Thank you, Charles. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced his resignation. Trudeau has been serving as a Prime Minister for 9 consecutive years now and has played a major role in Canadian policy.
Wow.
Namely, Trudeau kept a 50-50 gender split in his cabinet, made major progress on reconciling natives, and brought in a national carbon tax to help with pollution. In recent years, however, discontent has risen within the people of Canada. Housing costs and food costs have both skyrocketed in recent years, as well as the immigration policy being restricted as public infrastructure struggles to keep up. On top of that, scandals have been a mark on Trudeau's reputation. Most notably, photos of Trudeau surfaced of him wearing blackface.
What?
As of late 2024, Trudeau's approval rating has dropped down to just 22%, saying that he's doing a good job.
Oh no!
All this leaves no surprise of resignation. Trudeau himself stated, "This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election." The Liberal Party is now left with the task of finding a new leader. Moving on is Logan with our second current event.
Thank you, Charles. So, on January 2nd, 37-year-old Army veteran Matthew Livensberger was in a Tesla Cybertruck outside of the Trump Hotel when it exploded because of several fireworks in the trunk.
What?
The Clark County coroner said that the cause of death was not actually the explosion of the car itself, but actually a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Later, more information was released that this incident was most likely not a threat or attack towards our government, because Livensberger was a big fan and Trump supporter, and since he recently got divorced with his wife and had some big arguments with her, it was very possible that this event had some conflicting emotions with it, and he was said to have rented the guns in his car shortly before the incident and his fatality.
Wow.
Now, passing it back on to Charles for our third current event.
Thank you, Logan. To touch on the political turmoil that South Korea is in, is the failed arrest of former South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol. South Korean police had issued an arrest warrant over his declaration of martial law, and after a 6-hour standoff, failed to arrest him.
What?
This has actually been going on for weeks. The former president has been dodging search warrants and has failed to respond to detainments.
Oh
The president has built up a large group of presidential guards and a barricade preventing access to the president and his residence. The context for those who are not caught up, Yoon Suk-yeol faced strong political challenges as his wife faced being impeached and his budget being slashed, and an overall just general displeasure with him in South Korea. Yoon Suk-yeol decided to declare martial law as a desperate attempt to help his cause, all of which led to his impeachment. Moving on with her final current event is Logan.
Thank you, Charles. As of January 10th, 2025, TikTok has been said to shut down its social media site in the US by January 19th, unless the Supreme Court strikes against this and does something otherwise to delay the effective date of a law to force TikTok's sale by Chinese parent company.
no!
The re-election of President Trump adds to this case because he has previously given earlier support for a TikTok ban to give him and new administration time to reach a political resolution and avoid deciding the case. TikTok could easily avoid a ban in the US because once Trump is in office, he can ask the Justice Department not to enforce the law or prosecute tech companies like Apple and Google who host TikTok in their app stores. Also, this ban is not as bad as people are making it seem. TikTok won't disappear from Americans' phones on January 19th. If the law takes effect, users will not be able to update the app, and those who don't already have it won't be able to download it, but it will stay on your phones if you have it. And now we're going to hear from some insight from the public with an interview with Sushi. Okay, so Sushi, what do you think about the banning of TikTok in the US?
I think that the banning of TikTok will only create a void to be filled. The same as when Vine was deleted, I see this ban as unnecessary, and not to mention the people who will lose their livelihood from the ban.
Gavin, what about you? All right, that's good to hear. We appreciate you guys turning in. I'm Logan, and this was Cruz News.